Salutations, I'm Bug, and after figuring out that this is recorded in a square and not widescreen, I wasn't originally going to do a video on this game, but it's going to be a game where I just gawk at giant bugs, so then I decided, you know what, we're gonna record myself, because this is gonna be
And I managed to invert
fun.
it so I can also scale things to giant size. It can get a bit tricky when you overdo it, but 70% of the time it works every time.
Oh, this is...
Almost forgot. There should be a tablet with yellow handles nearby. Could you pick? That's the lab tab.
This is out of scale, a Kurzgesagt adventure. Kurzgesagt? I don't know how to pronounce it yet.
You can use your thumbstick to scroll and go between pages while you're holding it. Go ahead. Okay, check out the machine on your right, the one with the big handle in the middle.
This one?
This is the Scalevator. It lets you grow and shrink this whole lab so you can visit other realms and see the worlds within worlds around you for yourself. It can also take the lab outside. Let me demonstrate. Wow, it's good to be out again.
Duck.
So much data to be collected. But I'm sure you can't wait to try out my invention. Do you see a boxy white tool? There it is, the multi-tool. The first thing it does is analyze things. Hold down the trigger. Good. Despite their name, rubber ducks are generally made of plastic, not rubber. But it will still make a perfect guinea pig. Good. I use shrinkagen to store the tools when they're not needed. Keeps the lab looking tidy.
I should probably be listening to... Hold on, wait. Settings, subtitles, small. What is this?
Put that in the multi-tool. Now point the multi-tool at the rubber duck and press the trigger. Yes. I've missed this. Now comes the really cool part. That machine with the shrinkagen is the opticizer. It uses shrinkagen to scale individual objects up and down. I technically should...
I changed my mind about the subtitles. They're in my way. They're ruining the immersion.
let you use it, but a small experiment won't hurt anyone.
Right.
Put the capsule with the rubber ducky on that circle to the right of the machine. Let's scale it up and make a huge rubber... Now, press the button to send the giant rubber duck into the world.
Why did we do this?
Well
What did I
done.
do?
Now, to take a look at the new giant duck, we will get huge ourselves. Go to the other machine, the Scalevator, and set its lever to the mountain icon. Then, press the button when you're ready to see what this lab can really do.
Ooh.
Welcome to the mountain realm. You are so big now that the city looks like a bunch of toys below you. Speaking of toys, I have one more thing to show you. Let's take this ducky for a ride. Grab the controller with the little antenna in front of you. This is the Duck Drone. Duck can reach and manipulate things outside while you stay safe and cozy in the lab. It has lots of useful tools. This one, the claw, grabs when you press the trigger on that controller. Use it to pick up the rubber duck, then we'll do a little obstacle course. You could fly out to, let's say that lighthouse out on the lake and take a turn around it.
Whee! That wasn't me. Oh. Shoot,
Oh no, not another problem. My sensors are showing substantial shrinkagen leakage in the city. The wave must have hit the storage tanks. Who knows what happened this time? No, I refuse to be shut down again. Please, you need to help me. We need to get down there now.
Of course. Oh, down here? Not that small. That small. What are these? How do I collect these? This is gonna be fun.
Wow, they are marvelous. I mean, horrible. The sensor report says the shrinkagen tanks are completely empty. So those ants must have soaked up a lot of it. But now, they're starting to eat the city. We need to figure out how to stop them. Grab the multi-tool to get some data.
Look at the tiny... Hello! Oh, what did you want me to do?
We have no time to... I don't think the drone can help us against those giant ants.
Oh. This.
Just like I feared, it's an inverted shrinkagen malfunction. Basically, the shrinkagen has merged with the ants and is stuck now. They're super strong and have complex societies. They won't be easy to handle. This one is a miner, one of the smaller leafcutter ants. Leafcutters live in complex societies where every caste has a different task. Miners forage for food and leaves to bring back to the nest. Another duck? Shouldn't you be at your own lab? And it's gone. Strange. Keep an eye out for more ducks, would you? I'll track them in the collections page of the lab tab.
I want to scan the people.
They point each other towards threats that need taking care of. When one major signals a threat to the rest of the group, the troops come rushing in.
Oh, tiny volcano. How do I use the... That's how I do it.
Let's focus on gathering the ants in one place while you collect enough shrinkagen to shrink them down.
Oh, look at that. It's a virus. Hold on. Scan the virus.
This is a bacteriophage, or bacteria eater. I can't believe the wave washed it all the way out here. They're found everywhere there are bacteria, but this one belongs to another Kurzgesagt lab. Let's grab a capsule and collect it so I can return it.
Okay.
More inverted shrinkagen, but the blast must have been below the malfunction threshold. This shrinkagen is flexible to harvest. We just need the opticizer to rescale this. This is a major leafcutter ant. Majors, cardboard and foam? What an odd flavour for a donut.
Not bad. Take this. No, too big. Hey, wait. What do you want me to do? Oh, restore to its native scale, okay.
Return this to its original size, so we can harvest the shrinkagen back. Well done. I sent that back to its home lab. Keep an eye out for more things like this. They may be our ticket to shrink these ants. A volcano? That belongs to another Kurzgesagt lab. The wave must have dragged it here. Quick, put a capsule in the multi-tool and collect it so I can return it. It must have been hit by the leak as well. The good news is, this object now move the yellow lever to the correct scale and press the button to extract the Good. I sent that back to the energy lab and saved the shrinkagen. It was probably not the only one. If you can find the others, we can collect enough shrinkagen for the ants. So we have two groups of ants here. The miners, which are responsible for finding food and resources, and the majors, which protect the colony from threats. Maybe we can use that behavior to our advantage. Let's see how they act in their natural environment, the insect realm.
Woo!
Off to the insect realm.
Yeah, baby! Woo! It's a donut. It's the queen! Oh, look at the crown. What are you doing outside? Shouldn't you be inside your hive there? Oh, wait.
This anthill is probably where those giant ants used to live. Anthills are complex constructions with many chambers connected by tunnels. Like the ants, each chamber has a function like being a nursery, waste disposal, fungi garden, or keeping aphids.
Yeah.
This ant must be the queen ant. It's much bigger than the rest, even bigger than the majors. Plus it has a crown on its head.
That's I can tell it's
I'll have to have a word with the energy lab. They clearly aren't storing their nuclear waste properly.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll grab it. Wait, no, but wouldn't it be better to, like, shrink nuclear waste so it's easier to store everywhere? Why are they all glowing? What's with the pheromones?
Leafcutter workers are actually divided into 4 subgroups based on their sizes. The smallest ones are minims, and then there are the minors, medias, and majors, which are the largest. A minim can be so much smaller than a major that it can fit comfortably on its head.
What is that? Telescope?
A telescope. It's amazing what you can do with a set of curved mirrors in a tube.
There's a freaking banana there. Oh, goodbye, banana. Oh, airplane.
You'll need to take the capsule out if you want to analyze things. Look at this plane. Passenger seats really are getting smaller and smaller.
You know it. Will that be human scale or mountain scale? I guess human scale. Minor ants lay trail pheromones to lead other ants to food. Okay.
Major ant mandibles are strong enough to even take on large enemies like anteaters and armadillos, even when they're regular size. The Mars rover? You're a long way from home, aren't you?
Not bad. Collection. Oh, I got all of them in chapter 1. Cool. Mr. Toy Bundles, what does that mean? What do films mean? Oh, grab the banana! Oh, it doesn't even have a claw attached. Why don't you have a claw attached? I want the freaking banana.
Oh, nice. A banana for scale.
A banana for scale. Oh. Taking the banana. Like, put this in human size?
Great, that was all the shrinkagen to be collected around here.
Oh.
Now, let's get those ants all together so we can shrink them.
Ah. Use the pheromones, right? How do I get their pheromones?
Leafcutter workers are actually divided into 4 subgroups. If you want to analyze something, you'll need to remove the capsule from the multi-tool. It's not a multitasking tool.
Not a multitasking tool. Oh.
This ant must be the queen ant. It's much bigger than the rest, even bigger than the majors. Plus it has a crown on its head.
Yeah, what do you want me to do? Oh, here.
Back to the human realm we go.
What did we learn? Let me just keep the ants giant. I think I like it better this way. Investigate. Oh, there it is. Look, that's where we were. Oh, that's the city that we're at. Looks so tiny from back here. Wait. So do I get the claw now? No, I don't. Let's go back to Insect World. I need more Insect World, please.
Look, there's one of the minor ants doing its job, collecting food and leaving a trail of pheromones to tell the others where to go to get more. If you had some of those pheromones, you could lead the minor ants wherever you wanted.
That's something I can do. Just go.
The multi-tool is in collecting mode right now. If you want to analyze something new, you'll need to take the capsule out.
Oh,
Pheromones are essential for ants to communicate. It's a little like a scent trail, except instead of sniffing with noses like we would, ants pick up pheromones via receptors on their antennae, and those pheromones can convey information like threat or donut.
Yes.
Giant ants need giant pheromones. We should have enough shrinkagen by now to scale them up. Try using the now you need to deploy them, so again, push the yellow button on the opticizer. Great. Now, Duck will be able to help you lay your own human-sized pheromone trail.
Let's go, Duck. Not yet. Stay right there.
You should have just enough trail pheromones to attract all the minor ants. Time to show you another feature of the drone, the vacuum beam. Drive the drone over to those pheromones and pull the trigger to suck them up. Now you can use the drone to lay a path. Pull the that's a good spot. Just good. You've got the start of a trail. Almost there. That's the minor ants gathered up. Now we just need to get the major ants together so we can shrink them all with one good blast of shrinkagen. Let's go back to the insect realm and see what we can find to attract the major ants.
Okay. Combat, right? They need combat.
Major ants respond to threats to the colony. Other ants can create a burst of alarm pheromone. The major ants seem awfully interested in this bottle. There was another ant in there. Even though you freed it from the bottle, it's still stuck in that water drop.
Oh.
Thankfully, ants don't get their oxygen by sucking air into their lungs, so the water doesn't get inside very quickly. But they do have openings in their body, so they can't stay alive in that drop forever.
Spiracles.
If you collect it, maybe we can help it out. At this size, the forces holding the water drop together are stronger than the ant. You may be able to help by manipulating the scale of the water drop around it. We have enough shrinkagen to do that.
Here we go.
That should have had some effect. Let's go to the human realm and see.
Whoa. Keep, like, skipping through all your dialogue.
The forces that make water molecules stick together are strongest at the edge of a water drop. So as soon as the drop is so big there's more middle than edge, the water drop breaks apart. These alarm pheromones indicate that this ant sees us as a huge threat. It's trying to call in reinforcements to protect the colony. And here come the major ants, ready to eliminate the threat, which in this case is us, so you might want to hurry.
Hurry and do what?
We have plenty of shrinkagen to take care of all these ants. Just grab that other capsule, put it in your multi-tool, and blast those ants. There, perfectly regular-sized leaf-cutter ants going home to their perfectly regular-sized colony. I'd say that's a job well done. But let's make a quick trip up to the mountain realm to make sure we got them all.
Okay.
Well, we got all the ants, but now
Is that a giant
there's...
tardigrade?
Is that a tardigrade? That's incredible. We have to go see it up close. Take us back to the human realm. Wow, that's a huge tardigrade. I love tardigrades. They are so cool. These troops are a total overkill. I'm sure it just wants to play. We need to scale it down before it gets hurt. They really didn't need to bring out the tanks for this. The tardigrade doesn't mean any harm. Thankfully, it looks like they're just waiting for now. Never mind the red light now. Giant tardigrade trumps traffic rules.
Oh.
We don't have enough shrinkogen to shrink this tardigrade yet. Until we do, we need to get all those legs to stop squashing stuff.
Oh, wait, hold on.
What are all you lab ducks doing out here? Shoot, go away.
We need some shrinkogen. What is that? There's got nothing down here. Let's just go back to the let's go to bacteria realm. Or in that puddle of juice that the water plants were at, puddle of water. Can't exactly skate anything around here. It's a bit of a shame. Let's go. Do something.
This used to be one of those barricades until the tardigrade stepped on it. There's likely to be a lot more rubble around if you don't find a way to slow it down. It seems like the shrinkogen leak is still wreaking havoc on the other labs. That's more tidying up for us, but also more shrinkogen for the tardigrade. Strange matter.
This?
No, really, that's what it's called.
Strange matter? What is it? Bacteria or this one? Cool. I don't need that.
See? The ice cream vendor knows they're perfectly safe. Tardigrades are aquatic creatures. They're often called water bears. Even the ones that live mostly on land have a thin film of water over their bodies. It helps them feel cozy and stay active. We need more clues. This is the perfect opportunity for you to visit the bacteria realm. I love seeing tardigrades in their natural environment, and we might get an idea about how to deal with them.
Wait, hold on, come back. I saw you.
They really didn't need to bring out the tanks for this. The tardigrade doesn't mean any harm. Thankfully, it looks like they're just waiting for now.
I saw you. Come back here. Oh, there's another one over there. It'll come back. Yeah, there you go. Molecules.
Ah, caffeine. Probably one of humanity's favorite molecules. That's a neutrophil, the enthusiastic killers in your bloodstream that live to take out intruding bacteria.
Okay. Now then, let us go here.
We are inside that puddle now. Water may look empty to you most of the time, but here in the bacteria realm, you can see that there's a whole other world that's full of life, including tardigrades. These tardigrades are just waking up from tun state at the moment. Lots of things can cause a tardigrade to go into its tun state: heat, cold, dehydration, high pressure, or lack of oxygen. These ones might have been dehydrated until that wave came along.
Oh, what's with that?
Nematodes are one of the few animals which can
Nematodes.
resist dehydration to similar levels as tardigrades. They can also get rid of most of the water in their cells and come back to life just normal.
Was that a cheese proof?
Rotifers are also able to defend themselves against dehydration. When they feel the water is getting scarce, they pull a similar trick to the tardigrades and curl themselves up as the water discharges from their bodies, decreasing their volume greatly.
You. What are you?
A grain of rice, a staple food for roughly half the world's population.
Okay, well, a grain of rice would be insect size. What is that? Is that a golf?
That's no moon. Wait, no. Yes, it is.
It's the moon. Why does the moon look weird? Why does the moon got a face? Goodbye, moon. Good night, moon.
Tardigrades are like little tanks, but when they don't like the environment, they go into an inactive ton state, where they basically put being alive on hold.
Oh.
Getting the big one into its ton state would make it a lot easier to scale down.
Oh yeah? Like the tardigrade snap. What? You mean this thing?
Moss is a great hiding place for tardigrades because it traps water, provides shelter,
Moss
and it's
piglets.
actually the inspiration for my favourite nickname for them, moss piglets. A giant moss to snack on will surely distract our big buddy from those barricades for a while.
Oh, it's really big. Let's go. So big it can't even...
Too bad we didn't bring a little ranch dressing. This will have to do.
Moss.
Now then, there are lots of ways to make a tardigrade go into its ton state. High pressure, lack of oxygen, dehydration, heat, cold. If we had a tasty snack, you could use the drone to lure the tardigrade somewhere with one of those things. The claw on the drone is perfect for moving things around. Now, where should we lead the tardigrade? Maybe someplace cold? Come on, take a bite. It's tasty, tasty moss. Oops, but it was a long shot anyway. The cart isn't cold enough to chill the entire tardigrade. We can try drying it off instead. Anything around we can use. A huge hairdryer would be perfect. Or a bonfire.
What about that volcano? Where's the ants? I want to go back to the ants. Big freaking tardigrade. I don't see a volcano here. Molecular realm again. So, there's gotta be a duck hiding around here, right? I guess. Okay, fine. So, do we need another piece of moss?
The ton state is a really special power. When they're like this, tardigrades have been known to survive 6 times the pressure at the bottom of the Marianas Trench, the deepest part of the ocean, and the vacuum of space.
What is this?
This is a single-celled organism called a diatom, sometimes called jewels of the sea. These tiny organisms generate a big chunk of all the oxygen produced on Earth.
That's good.
Those bits of wood don't make a very good barricade anymore, but they... A tree? Bonfire would probably dry out the tardigrade, but live trees don't make very good firewood.
Oh. Oh, look at all the ice cream now. Where's dead trees? They were making a bonfire.
The easiest way to get the tardigrade into its ton state is probably to cool it down or find a way to dry up its watery coat. We have fuel for a fire, so technically all we need is a match, but that's boring. There are much cooler ways to create a spark. Let's swing by the molecular realm.
Let's go!
Welcome to the molecular realm. Remember that broken barricade? These are its molecules, plus some from the air around it. This is a cooling tower. It cools water by exposing as much of the water's surface to air as possible.
Well, let's make it big again. Make it big again.
Now we have plenty of shrinkagen for the tardigrade, as soon as we get it calmed down. Fire needs fuel. Anything with both carbon and hydrogen atoms will burn if you get it hot enough, so these cellulose molecules in the wood should do just fine.
Cellulose and just some oxygen.
Oxygen is a key ingredient of fire, but regular oxygen molecules bouncing into things don't cause fires. If they did, we'd be in a lot of trouble. For the oxygen molecules to react with the fuel, we'll need more and stronger collisions. Fire needs fuel. Anything with both carbon and hydrogen atoms will burn if you get it hot enough, so these cellulose molecules in the wood should do just fine.
Do you want to trap it? You can't check any of these.
Those bits of wood don't make a very good barricade anymore, but they could make a great fire. The heat would dehydrate the tardigrade, and at this distance, we wouldn't accidentally roast it.
Okay. How do we start fire now? I feel like I'm going straight into the tardigrade paint.
We need these oxygen molecules to speed up. The duck drone has just the perfect gadget.
Why didn't you tell me about that? Why did I drop it here?
I originally made the drone's flagellum to help duck move around in the smaller realms, but it's also good for stirring up molecules.
Oh, that's
Press the trigger to make it spin. Fire is chemistry and physics in action.
Look at all the water. Let's go!
Here it is. Bet you wished you had some marshmallows now. See the steam coming off the tardigrade? That's the film of water around its body evaporating. It will go into its ton state shortly and stay there until you can shrink it down and return it to the water. Don't worry, in that state it can survive almost anything. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Scientists don't know everything about how the tardigrade ton state works yet, though tardigrades can use a certain kind of sugar to replace the water in their bodies, and that protects their internal structures. The multi-tool is in collecting mode right now. If you want to analyze something new, you'll need to take the capsule out. Apparently, the ants didn't mind the cardboard and foam flavor. Scientists don't know everything about how the tardigrade ton state works yet, though tardigrades can use a certain kind of sugar to replace the water in their bodies, and that protects their internal structures.
Can I collect enough of this?
Scientists don't know everything about how the tardigrade ton state works yet, though tardigrade fire turns oxygen and fuel into entirely new molecules. That's where this ash comes from.
Okay, what's that?
Green algae like this are an important source of oxygen and food for other organisms that live in water. If you want to analyze something, you'll need to remove the capsule from the multi-tool. It's not a multitasking tool.
We're investigating combustion. We did that already. Hey, why are you still up in here? Where did I put my device? Where is it? We still have a fire going on here. How did I lose my... How did I lose my scanner? Where the frick is it? Reset lab layout. Thank you.
These carbon dioxide molecules were formed in this combustion reaction. They'll come in handy when it's time to put the fire out. Why don't you collect some?
Oh, okay.
When oxygen breaks down the bonds between molecules in the wood, one of the new molecules that forms is water vapor. Forming new molecules like that releases energy in the form of heat, which is why fire feels hot to us. Carbon dioxide is heavier than oxygen, so large quantities of it can get in between the fire and its fuel, cutting off the combustion reaction. We only have a little right now, but you know how to make that into a lot, right?
Of course I do. Stop, you know. Oh wait, I never actually sent it there, did I? Hold on. I have to press the button. There you go.
A few molecule-sized molecules wouldn't be enough to put out a fire, but a few just fly the drone over the fire and pull the trigger to release the CO2. Goodbye, little water bear. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it? Now, let's get rid of that giant rubber duck. We don't want it reminding everyone who's caused all this trouble. Head to the mountain realm when you're done here.
Sure thing. Sure nothing horrible would go wrong.
Okay, time to clean up.
Yeah.
Oh, what now? Ugh, it appears something
that?
large and slimy is oozing through town. Back to the human realm we go.
I'll be back for you later. What are these flames though? Ew, it's eating someone.
Ooh, that's a very large protist.
Oh no.
And it appears to be eating anything within reach. Well, hey, those lab ducks aren't up for grabs. Before we scale the protist down, we need to make it go back to your lab before you get eaten too. This stretchy single-celled packet of slime is a protist. Protists are what we call things that aren't plants, animals or fungi. Kind of a none-of-the-above option. Usually you can only peek at them in a drop of water under a microscope. In the microscopic world, eating works a little differently. Some protists produce their own food through photosynthesis, and some hunt. This one seems to be using its long neck-like part to catch some lunch.
Let's get bacteria then. Oh, please. I can't scan anything yet. Oh, that's a shame. Where are we now? What is that? It's a balloon. What? I guess the balloon is staying here then. You don't have anything to go grab it, do you? No, you don't even reach there. Okay, fine. Giant tube.
This stretchy single-celled packet of slime is a protist. Protists are what we call things that aren't... Another Kurzgesagt lab must have been hit by the shrinkogen leak. At least fixing these will give us the shrinkogen we need to shrink that protist.
Is that a
That's
black hole?
a primordial black hole. These are thought to have formed just under a second after the Big Bang.
Oh, I love looking at it. Oh, the universe all in the palm of my hand. I think they're bigger than that way. What is that?
A neutron star? The Space Lab will definitely want that back.
Whoa, the Tron Star, okay. That one's gotta be big. How did, like, the entire world not just die because there's a neutron star here? Oh wait, what's that? It's a puddle of water.
This puddle is probably where the protist came from. Most of them live in water. With just one cell and no means to reach it, it's best to live surrounded by water to begin with.
Yeah. Okay, bacteria realm, let's go.
Keeps reaching for more. We need to make it spew out the stuff it's eaten. Let's observe it in its natural habitat and try to find a solution there. Take us to the bacteria realm. Welcome back to the bacteria realm. We're inside the puddle now. Protists are common inhabitants of this realm. Have a look at those critters. You don't go on a micro safari every day. This is a diatom, another type of protist that does photosynthesis. Silica cell walls make them pretty solid. They're a tough nut for other protists to gulp down, but you can give it a try. Oh look, that's the tardigrade we just shrank. Much better at this size, don't you think? How you doing, little buddy? This is an amoeba, another type of protist. You can tell because they have pseudopods, little bulges that kind of resemble feet. LED bulbs are more energy efficient than the old light bulbs. Not all protists are hunters. Some like to hang out in algae like this and feast on them like cows on pasture. Another protist like the big one. This species hunts, so their prey must have ways to defend themselves that we can harness. See if you can find something this protist likes to eat. Oh look, that's the tardigrade we just shrank. Much better at this size, don't you think? How you doing, little buddy?
Oh, feed the protist.
You'll need to take the capsule out if you want to analyze things. Be careful to stay out of range of that neck, or the protist might decide to eat duck. It's eating. But it doesn't seem like the amoeba did anything to defend itself.
Oh.
I told you diatoms are tough. Ah, you found bacteria. These bacteria look humble compared to the protists, but they spread everywhere, thanks to their clever... Ah, you found bacteria. Doesn't seem very interested in the algae. Makes sense, since this protist is carnivorous.
Yeah, eat this bacteria.
Let's see now. As you can see, these bacteria have an ingenious method of spreading. Once they're in the protist, they use its resources to multiply. As soon as there are many of them, they start poking holes in its membrane, which lets water in and eventually bursts the protist. This lets the bacteria escape out into the environment.
So what, are we going to catch a bacteria then?
So bacteria have ways to get out of protists again, even after they're eaten. Usually that doesn't end well for the protist, but we don't have to go that far. We just need to make the protist release its human-sized snack. Come on, let's go to the molecular realm to see how it works.
Oh, wait, hold on. No, it disappeared, I need that.
We're in the molecular realm, but this time you're getting the literal inside scoop. You're on the inside of a protist, standing on the membranes holding it all together. Didn't think this is how your day would go, huh?
Is that a meteor?
That's not just any asteroid. That's the asteroid that probably wiped out the dinosaurs.
Cool, let's return it to big size. Is that human size or mountain size?
Living in fresh water with a body filled with chemicals is a risky business. Protists have evolved to maintain a delicate balance between the water on the inside and on the outside. This is a receptor, a type of protein that's an essential part of the communication infrastructure of the cell. They receive messages and trigger responses. Each of them is tailored to fit a very specific signal protein so that there is no unnecessary chatter inside the cell. Rabies, the deadliest virus on Earth. We should definitely return that to the health lab right away.
Yeah. What's with the arrows?
This is a protein produced by the bacteria that we fed to the protist earlier. Its shape should match up to one of the receptors here, so they can connect like
right
puzzle
there.
pieces. Let's try it and see what happens.
Oh wait, I want to scan this one now.
This is a receptor, a type of protein that's an essential part of the communication infrastructure. Grab one of those proteins and drop it onto the matching receptor.
There you go.
Here we go. we'll snatch that concept right up.
Gonna want those guys?
Ah, you found bacteria. These bacteria look humble compared to the protists, but they spread everywhere, thanks to their clever survival strategies. Excellent. If we want these proteins to have the same effect on the giant protist, we need to scale them up.
Here we go.
This protist's protein receptors will be bigger than the ones you just saw. You'll need bigger proteins to match. That should do it. The drone is your best bet for feeding the proteins to the giant protist. Time to deliver a protein-packed lunch.
Uh-oh. Oh no!
Oh, don't worry. Duck has been through worse. There we go. Bacteria would have kept opening holes until the protist died, but we just want our stuff back. Let's shrink the protist before it decides to have another snack. This protist can secrete a toxic substance to paralyze its prey before gulping it down. Luckily, it doesn't seem to work on humans or ducks.
Cool. There was something that I missed here. Right over there-ish, I think. Or was it... Wait, where was it? You.
This is my jam.
Okay.
This is an amino acid. They make up proteins, so they're incredibly important to your ability to be alive.
Cool. Need two more, so let's go this way. There you are.
Ah, a vaccine. Let's get that back to the health lab, where it can do some good.
Okay, just one more, but there's like 3 areas to explore because it's never the mountains. Why would it ever be the mountains? Oh, there it is. Freaking rocket ship.
A nuclear bomb. Awful at any size, really.
Cool, nuclear bomb. Let's put it back there.
Shrinkogen capsule is unlocked and ready. Let's head back to the human realm.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Again. Third time's the charm, right? Now then, didn't we still have something to do in the mountain realm? Where were we?
Something seems
All right, restoring order to the city. No more outsized bath toys around. Knew I forgot something. Uh-oh, I've detected more abnormal shrinkogen behavior, but this one is odd. It's not a creature. It seems to be more of a strange fog. Let's check the city, but be careful.
Be careful, don't breathe anything in, okay? It could turn into a mushroom. Da, 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 da. My greatest fear. Mushroom zombies. I mean, I'm
Here
not
we are
kidding.
back to our regular
Alright.
size. So what would you say is the problem this time?
This.
Ah, giant fungi. That certainly is a problem. Fungi grow quickly and are incredibly good at breaking down organic matter, up to and including rocks. I'm sure you can guess what that would mean for the city.
What is this? Oh, it's a little wire. It's a resistor, so there we go. What's with the multi-piece of bread?
This one is bread mold, one of the most common fungi. It's what you see on stale bread and rotten fruit.
Oh no, what
or in the
happened to
coffee
the
mug that
anthill?
sat on your desk for the last 2 weeks. They can grow wherever they find food, oxygen, some water, and warmth. Actually, only a small percentage of fungi grow mushrooms, which are the fruit of the fungi. They produce and keep the spores that can seed new ones.
I need to go check on my ants, make sure they're safe. They're not, I probably guess.
Fungi come in many shapes. Some are round like a ball, while others may be shaped
go
like
inside.
coral, shells, cups, or even brains. These conditions are excellent for fungi, which generally grow in damp, dim places. Fungi don't get their nutrients from photosynthesis the way plants do, so they don't need access to sunlight. The mushroom is visible above ground, but the rest of the fungi is growing underground. That part is made up of many long strands called hyphae that branch out in a network to collect resources. Sometimes you can even see this above ground. The mushroom is visible above ground, but the rest of the fungi is growing underground. That part is made up of many long strands called hyphae that branch out in a network to collect resources. Sometimes you can even see this above ground. These are spores, packets of genetic material, like millions of plant seeds. Only the few that reach warm, dark, and damp surfaces will grow. If you don't get rid of them, the flooded city will be a fungi forest in no time.
Investigate the spores of the insect realm. Yeah, they're taking over the anthill. You have to go save them. Don't worry, I'll save you. Or not.
Welcome back to the insect realm. See anything interesting?
You're a freaking frog. What? No! What?
The thread-like pieces that grow from mushrooms are called hyphae. They secrete enzymes to break down organic material, then absorb the nutrients that are released. Some hyphae can also produce spores.
You! Bring him back. No! You're so freaking mean.
Vast networks of tiny fungi threads can stretch between trees, providing access to nutrients and even acting as a kind of messaging platform. In return, the fungi gets access to the sugar the trees produce via photosynthesis. Mushrooms are incredible recyclers, breaking down dead organic matter and making the nutrients available to living plants and animals. So they eat death and make life. Nature is metal, basically.
What is that?
Fungi actually help create soil by breaking down organic matter, including rocks. It's theorized that long ago, fungi enabled other plants to grow on land by developing soil for them to latch onto.
I think it's a submarine. I think that's human-sized?
This fungus can fling its little orange orbs full of spores up to 6 meters away. This is why the species is called cannonball fungus. When negatively charged particles touch something that conducts electricity, the extra electrons jump ship and travel through the metal, creating a static shock.
Comes in.
Thankfully, Duck has a tool called an electrostatic collector that has positively charged plates. Since negatively charged things are attracted to positively charged things, you can use it to attract the negatively charged spores. Go on, try it out. Nicely done. The electrostatic collector works great here, but if we want to gather up all the spores in the city, we're going to need a lot more power than the lab can supply.
Why does he do this to me? Investigate the bacteria realm for a power source. Huh. What is that?
Blue cheese. One of the ways in which humans intentionally eat mold. It's made by mixing in spores from the edible mold penicillium.
Right there. No looking. Do it when he's taking it. How am I going to stop him?
Ooh, good thing the wave didn't hit these bird's nest mushrooms. Normally, when a raindrop hits the nest, the egg-like spores are knocked up to 1 meter away and wrap around vegetation using their sticky cords. A patch of mold is an intricate network of thin strands that connect to one another, creating a much larger surface area for collecting nutrients than a single slab of mushroom.
Oh, that can be big now.
If you want to analyze something, you'll need to remove the capsule from the multi-tool. It's not a multitasking tool.
How do I stop you? Oh.
We're inside one of the fungal cells called hyphae. This is the part of the fungi that does the growing, so it needs quite a bit of energy. See if you can find its energy source.
There's a human skull, so...
If I didn't know any better, I'd say they want to tell us something.
What? The ducks?
This is the endoplasmic reticulum, a complex structure responsible for many essential functions within the cell, including processing of proteins.
Is that a rock with a face?
Here we are, mitochondria. A fungi cell like this has many mitochondria. Each cell has many of these ribosomes, where proteins are created based on the instructions stored in DNA.
What are we on right now?
This is the nucleus of the fungi cell, which contains most of the fungus DNA. Very important, but not a power source.
Okay, so you want me to scan...
Here we are,
grab this thing?
mitochondria, powerhouses of the cell. They're responsible for turning nutrients into energy that the cells can use. A fungi cell like this has many mitochondria to produce all the energy it needs. A cellular battery should give us power, but it might need to be a lot bigger.
What is that? It's a shoe.
If the shoe doesn't fit, rescale it. That's not quite right. It needs to be even bigger.
Okay, sure. Even bigger, you say. Good amount of size. Oh.
That should be more than enough power. Now Duck can grab it and use it for the drone. And here we are. Wow, that spore cloud has really spread. Good thing we have a way to gather it up. Use the drone's vacuum beam well, we can gather them up, but how do we get rid of them? We need an even closer look. Let's go to the molecular realm.
Okay. Molecular realm we go.
We are on the surface of one of those spores. Looks like we need to devise a solution out of thin air. Get it? Because these are air molecules. Butterflies are found everywhere on Earth except Antarctica. Some use ants as babysitters, others just live harmoniously with them. This looks like a lysovirus. Oh, never mind, it's just a pickle.
Oh, never mind, it's just a pickle.
Luckily, it's not very reactive, so it won't suddenly decompose and rearrange into new molecules with other atoms. But we can change that. Air molecules have stable chemical bonds, so their electrons are arranged in a way that keeps their atoms together. If we could disturb their electrons, we could create new reactive molecules, molecular cannonballs, to shoot at the cell walls of our spores.
What's that one?
Nitrogen is not as aggressive as oxygen when it comes to electrons, but it can create reactive molecules with oxygen. That's water vapor. If we could collect all the water out of the air, the fungi would shrivel up and die, along with everything else. So that's not the best way of dealing with our problem.
Okay. Come on, give me the freaking duck. Give me the freaking duck. There's gotta be a way to stop him. You.
Good. We can get some more detail from here. My sensors say these spores carry a negative charge. That means their molecules have more electrons that are balanced out by their nuclei. That negative charge creates static that helps them cling to surfaces. Let's send the drone out to investigate them.
Wait. I can scan him when he's taking it away. Oh my goodness. Oh. Dang it. Oh, my. No, why does it... Oh. Okay, when the ant picks it up, I need to stop scanning it and then start rescanning it again. I think is what I need to do. Oh, boy. What duck has been walking around in here? Nope, it just... Oh. Human realm. There's gotta be a duck that I need to use somewhere, right? Oh, what's this?
Spores have a protective wall made up of layers of proteins and sugars, like an organic armor. We need to find a way to pierce through it to keep them from dispersing further and growing into new fungi. The Golgi apparatus, that's this stack of flattened pouches, is where proteins are packaged up to be sent to their various destinations around the cell. Kind of like when something you order online gets put in a box to be shipped to you.
Why? Give me the duck. I wanna, like... I can't believe I'm saying this. I want need to shoot the ant. It just completely disappears even when I'm still pointing at it. Oh. I need to slow down time, you know. Do you know how to slow down time? Of course you don't. Ooh, what? Tell your friend to slow the heck down, alright? Stop moving him away. Oh my god. Oh.
Oxygen tends to really hold on to its electrons. If we break oxygen molecules, the atoms will try to steal electrons from whatever's in their way. One way to break oxygen molecules would be to put up an electric field that overpowers the strong pull of their nuclei. I have the perfect tool for this. The drone has an ionizing wand which can rip electrons out of their bonds. Go ahead, try it out. See how the wand... Look, that oxygen molecule broke through the cell wall. With the extra power from the mitochondria, we can create more of those molecules and get rid of the giant spore cloud too. Okay, now that we have a way to gather the spores in one area, a way to punch holes in their walls, and enough power to execute this on thousands of them, I think we're ready to clean up in the mountain realm.
Hold on. Frickin' ducks! Scan the duck. Why would you freaking get scanned? Oh.
Ready to zap some spores?
No.
The electrostatic collector is automatic, so all you have to do is press the trigger.
Oh, okay. I think I've destroyed them all.
Good job.
Oh, there you go.
You've cleared up the spores, so we won't have any more giant mushrooms sprouting up. Let's shrink these and be done with it.
Not until I get these freaking ducks. I'm missing two. One of them is right here. Can you freaking electrocute the ant? Oh, that is not what I wanted. Oh no. Okay, so, hold on, there's a chapter select. I wasn't recording the last two ducks, so I have to go back and get them then. Hold on, okay. Oh, the theater room.
Welcome to the Kurzgesagt Scale Theatre. I used some extra shrinkagen to make a little spot where you could watch some videos of my past adventures. You can even invite your friends. Just press the lower face button on your controller to access the menu.
Cool, I need to go back and redo the fungus levels. They'll be super easy now, though. Ooh, wait, hold on, what is this? Whatever. Okay. No, this one. No shroom for air. Yes, let's go.
Where were we? All right, restoring order to the city. No more outsized bath toys around. Knew I forgot something.
Alright, let me show you how to get the other two
Here we are,
ducks.
back to our regular size. So what would you say is the problem this time?
There it is. Okay, so there would be a duck on that car, and then you would just scan the duck, and then I'll put you to insect realm. Go down to insect realm. Press the button, and the stop sign would show up, and then when you scan the duck, the ant would stop, so then you can freely scan the duck. It's quite silly. Oh, and now I guess I'll just quickly do everything. Speedrun. Oh wait, I have to collect everything for the... Oh,
Ready to
I
zap
just
some
remembered.
spores? The electrostatic collector is automatic. If the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, then ATP are the fully charged batteries coming out of it. These conditions are excellent for fungi, which generally grow in damp, dim places. Fungi don't get their nutrients from photosynthesis the way plants do, so they don't need access to sunlight. Dogs in space, sure, but ants in space, that's new. Hold on, is that grain of sand conscious? What's the consciousness lab been doing all this time?
The consciousness lab.
Alas, poor Yorick, the health lab probably wants you back. You found a space shuttle. These were retired in 2011, but they're still useful for our space videos because they're so recognizable.
Yup. I think I missed one in the insect lab. Let's go.
Oh dear, this is not a good place for a city. Always good to have spare batteries around. This looks like a lysovirus.
No, it's a pickle.
Oh, never mind, it's just a pickle. Oh look, a duck coin. Probably doesn't scale well. The shrinkagen capsule is unlocked and ready for you.
Alright, let's do this.
That's the last one. Well done. The rubber duck. Ah, yes. Let's take care of that as the last order of business and call it a day. We have some shrinkagen left over. Go ahead and use it on the rubber duck. There. Let's take one more look at the human realm just to be sure. But I think we're finally in the clear. Everything looks good to me.
Hey look, the donuts repaired.
I can't wait to evaluate all that data. My next experiments will go so much better than those...
Are you calling me a blooper?
So there is something I haven't really told you up until now. Remember I said things can get tricky with shrinkagen? Well, this is how I know. But you were supposed to be locked away.
The other ducks tried to warn you I was close. I just couldn't stay away when I noticed that beautiful creature out on the lake.
You mean the big rubber ducky? We've already put it back to normal where it belongs.
What? How dare you? I will unplug you once and for all.
Oh, thank you guys. Quick, the ducks brought us enough for one last blast. That was close. Note to self, no more duck experiments.
But yeah, so, stoplights are my new nemesis. And that's a good game. Nice, fun game. Woohoo! Okay. That's that. Goodbye.
5 minutes later.
Did I ever even stop recording? I didn't. What the heck?